TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Of the vets test you early on, maybe thinking, I don't like this guy. He came in with this big contract. I'll show him by, throwing him a stiff forearm here and there when we're in the ring together or something like that.
You know what? I was always a pretty tough kid, so I took a lot of potatoes, and I didn't realize that the guys could really work a lot lighter until after about 2 years.
So, you thought that's the way it was?
No, there were some guys. I was blessed to work with some great workers when I first started. They put me in there because I was so green. Guys like Arn Anderson and Ricky Morton and Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin and guys that have been around the block a lot that really would always get me to relax in the ring because I was always so tense,
Yeah.
I wanted to try so hard. So they always calm me down, and I love working with guys like Arn Anderson because he'd also do a lot of jokes in the ring too.
Yeah.
He was a funny guy, and we were doing a boxer versus wrestler gimmick. And this is a true story. It was Pee Wee Anderson was our referee, and after they broke us apart, Pee Wee says to me, because Arn, we give the referee instructions a lot of times, and Pee Wee says to me, Arn says, punch him as hard as you can in the face. I said, why? He goes, you just said punch him as hard as you can in the face. And as I'm going back to him, he goes, because your working punch is killing him. I accidentally would nail Arn, Well, what's really weird is because as an enhancement guy, we changed in a different locker room back then. Like they had a locker room, there a lot of the guys that were under contract dressed in, and then a lot of the enhancement guys dressed in another locker room. And even when I got my contract, I didn't feel like I really fit in or really know me. And I remember something, I was very green.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know the difference between a wrist lock and a wrist watch. You know what I mean? I was pretty bad, And I my sincere apologies to anybody I wrestled in the first 3 years. But that was the truth. I really was not very good, but I just had a great gimmick with Johnny B. Bad.
Yeah. So
it was a lot of fun. But I really started going down to the power plant and guys like Diamond Dallas Page, Scott Levy spent a lot of time training with me. Jody Hamilton, who was like, everybody's dad. He was a great guy. Love that guy. Many people and there's a lot of them, I'm probably forgetting some names right now, but there's a lot of people that were instrumental and really helped me become a better worker.
Yeah. Some of the guys we've interviewed over the years, they have mixed feelings about the power plant. Some guys loved it, and then other guys have said that they just did nothing but abuse guys down there and stretch guys and that kind of thing. I mean, what are your memories of the power plant?
Well, because I was already with WCW, I would do the exercises and everything. We do a lot of crazy stuff. When you're doing, 500 Hindu squats or something crazy. Your butt would be sore for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But, there was a lot of liberties on guys. Guys that are just coming in. But, there's also that respect level where people maybe looked at guys like me who got an easy break because it got signed right away or something like that. But you know what? What are you supposed to do when someone offers you a contract? No, I really want to get my butt kicked at the power plant, and then I'll be ready to sign.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
So anyone that has been blessed enough not to have to go through that and make it in professional wrestling is more power to you. I didn't really care, but there were guys that when you see a big, strong guy that comes in there and they wear him out doing all these calisthenics, they put him in the ring and just slap him around. I didn't think that was necessary.
Yeah, I think Batista wrote something about that in his book, that he went down and tried out the power plant. And that's exactly what they did. That's what you described there.
Yeah.
Had a real sour experience trying out the power plant.
You know what I mean? It's like there's so many. I always say that sometimes a pat on the back goes so much further than a kick in the ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really, you could really inspire people to do great things without demeaning them. It's almost like watching the TV show The Biggest Loser, where you see these people that are so overweight crawling on the ground and people are screaming at them.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, man, they're gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. And but so I'm not a big proponent to really breaking people down like that.
Did you wrestle the independents at all, or did you just go straight from the school to WCW more or less?
Really, it was that close. I did a couple things for Suncoast Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
Shannon, I can't remember the guy's
Rose?
name. Shannon Rose,
okay.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. He booked me on a couple of shows for Suncoast Pro Wrestling and WCW, and then right into contract. And
wow.
I was a contract and wrestled on and off for 14 years.
TitleMatchNetwork.com